Hi guys, Kevin here. Welcome back to another review. This time we are checking out UGREEN's premium high-end GaN-based desktop wall charger that promises 100-watt output through its 4-port configuration or single-port usage right here. It supports various types of charging standards and protocol, as well as included in the charger is layers of charging protection to protect your device in the event anything happens. This is priced around or just under 80 USD globally, but UGREEN is running a global discount on multiple shopping or online stores. So you can check it out, the final discounted price and promotion price, by checking the links, the product links down below in the video description to be amazed. I won't spoil to you guys how much is the final price. But before we jump into the main review, just share with you guys that this is not the first time we review desktop chargers like this. The last one we reviewed was this baby right here, which is from UGREEN. This is a 35 watts dual port charger and it's so thick. Look at the improvement of technology. Look at the size difference. 2 ports, 4 ports right here, 3500 watts. The size is a bit heavy, but we've been using this UGREEN charger for years right now. It's really reliable, but once we upgraded to this baby right here, charging smartphone can be a tiny bit quicker, but for MacBooks, blazing fast. I'm amazed, even faster than my Apple charger. Oops, I shouldn't say that. But jokes aside, you do need to get qualified cables. Now, these are UGREEN 100-watt cables. They're 1 meter long, there's 50 cm long, there's up to 3 meters long. Again, you do need to pair those proper cables to use the 100-watt single port usage right here, because if you use like those cables that comes included with your smartphone or tablets, they are too thin, and if you charge it with high-speed chargers like that, superchargers like this, definitely the cable can come a little bit warm, and in some cases, if it's poor quality, will melt. So I suggest buying properly rated cables like 65 watts, 100 watts. This will actually be good for charging your devices. So let's jump into the review. UGREEN's 100-watt charger comes in different form based on the plug socket type, available in US, EU and UK type. Despite the different looks, it still shares the same technology and performance between the 3 types that I mentioned earlier. We will be focusing on the UK version. Size-wise, it measures 7 cm, or if you include the prongs, 9.2 cm by 5 cm by 5 cm size, and it weighs just under 270 grams. Despite it being a little bit heavy, it weighs less than a single Type-C Apple 96 watts charger. While UGREEN have 4 ports, you do the math. The build is mostly plastic with gunmetal finish, which is fine for me. So what is GaN and all this buzzword about GaN, the future of charging? Basically, it stands for gallium nitride. It's a material used in semiconductors, or in layman terms, computer chips, not potato chips. So compared to traditional chargers, let's say this old charger of mine. So typically old chargers, what they face is few problems. For example, conversion and heat. During conversion, this kind of chargers, the old chargers, they draw unnecessarily more power from the wall socket to convert AC to DC to effectively charge your device. And when they heat up, the efficiency drops down. It's same like power supplies on computer. The higher the heat, the less efficiency the conversion is. So your device in the end may take a little bit time to charge, and the charger comes, too hot to handle later on. So gallium actually solves this issue because it produces less heat. Produce less heat means it does not necessarily need to draw more power from the wall socket, and the conversion is so efficient that you can actually give more juice to your charging device, maybe smartphone, MacBook, so you can charge them in theory a little bit quicker. And because they produce less heat, you can pack gallium components with other IC components or controllers or parts neatly together to make a compact device. Thus, you can see the size difference right here. So having gallium has its benefit: draw less heat, better efficiency, faster charging times, and compact size. Diving into each port protocol and charging technology support, starting from the top to bottom, USB-C 1 and C2 supports Power Delivery 2.0 and 3.0 for notebook PCs, PPS for smartphone like Samsung, Qualcomm Quick Charge 4+, this is one of the new standards, For USB-C 3, it supports Qualcomm 3.0 and Huawei FCP and SCP. The USB-A port supports Qualcomm 3.0, Huawei FCP, SCP, Samsung AFC, Apple 5V 2.4 amps, as well as USB standard BC 1.2 standard. Here are a few ways you can achieve 100 watts charging from the charger. First is you can use a single port, either USB-C1 or USB-C2 port alone for a full 100 watt output. The second way is you can use both the USB-C1 and C2 ports for a combined 100 watts output. Third, you can use any of the 3 or 4 ports for a combined 100 watts output if you're charging multiple devices at the same time. I know it seems confusing, so here's a little diagram to show you how you can configure your output charging for multiple devices usage. Here's a quick summary for each port's voltage, amperage, and wattage. Here are some circuit protection baked into the hardware. Input over voltage protection, output over current, output over voltage, short circuit protection. So these are the protection is in the UGREEN charger to protect your device and itself. Here are some tests that we perform on each port to see how much wattage they can produce. First test shows that we are using the Macbook. Single USB C1 or C2 port shows that it can support 100 watt charging on a MacBook Pro. The single USB-C 3 port shows it can support 22 watts on a MacBook Pro, as well as on our USB tester it's just around 22 watts as well. The single USB-A port with our USB tester shows 22 watts as well. So here's a quick summary right here. We tested the UGREEN charger with my friend's M1 Max MacBook Pro. It's blazingly beautiful. He enjoyed it compared to his 96 watt charger that charges similar speed. However, because that is a one port Type-C, he enjoys this, and after we tested out, I have to use this because this is mine. He even bought his own UGREEN 100 watt charger because, like us, we are nomadic internet people. We want to charge our MacBook, we want to charge our phone, we want to charge our power bank to get extra juice. Even for him, he want to charge his GoPro because he's vlogging. Having multiple port is amazing. I use this MacBook. This is my MacBook from 2015, 13-inch Pro version right here. Soon I'm going to upgrade to M1, and the problem I face is my current charger is 65 watts, single port. When I upgraded to this, I find it that I can charge a little bit quicker, and I can charge other devices once this is reached near 90 to 100%. So there's some benefits right here. Now from our test, we only can check whether it achieved 100 watts based on the system report from the M1 Max, as well as my 2015 model MacBook right here. It shows it supports 100 watts. We don't have the necessary testers to test it. But for the third port and the fourth port, I did use the standard USB testers that you can find easily. It did achieve as intended or rated to be. So would I recommend this charger right here? Yes. I think 4 ports is generally the safe bet for investment. It's a bit pricey, but not more pricier than the Apple chargers. So if M1 users, you guys need the quick power and charge multiple Apple devices like an iPad, iPhone, MacBook, give this a shot. So if you're interested to purchase things, check out the product links in the video description. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next review. Hopefully UGREEN gives me more chargers and more stuff to play. I kinda love their brand. Till then, see you guys in the next review. Ta-ta!